Let's go Math Cheers! If you play a game, give 100%. When you do your work, give 100%. When you take a test, go 100%. Woo! You can do it! Because percent means out of 100. So if I told you that 50% of cheerleaders cheer for football players, you know that means 50 out of 100. So you can easily make 50% into a fraction of 50 out of 100. That's how many want to cheer for football players. What if we said 10% of cheerleaders marry football players? What would that mean? I think you already know. That means, oops, woo, 10 out of 100 cheerleaders marry football players. Woo! If you like that kind of thing. So that would be an easy fraction to make from 10%. But can you make a fraction if we don't have 100 as the denominator for percent? Let's try. Ooh, here we go. You're so smart, I think you might know. If 8 of the 20, 8 out of 20 girls are cheerleaders, how many girls in percent are cheerleaders? Let's see. All we have to do is make an equivalent fraction. That means equal fraction with what as the denominator? Did you say 100? You sure should have, because to get a percent, it is out of 100. Now, to make this fraction equivalent, all we have to do is the same thing to both the top and the bottom. 20 times what equals 100? I'll give you 5 to come up with the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 it is. 20 times 5 equals 100. So we multiply the top by 5 as well to keep our fractions equal. That is swell. 8 times 5 equals 40. Now you can see it's really quite easy. 40 out of 100 equals what percent? I know you said 40, because you're smart like that. 40% of the girls are cheerleaders. You got this one. Let's see if we can keep going a little bit harder. 400 girls went to cheer for a team, but of the 400, only 60 were chosen. So 60 of 400 would be what percent? We won't want to multiply because it's already more than 100, so we will divide instead. That will also keep our fractions equal. It's kind of like reducing, but we want our denominator to be 100. 100. So to get 400 to become 100, what did we divide by? Did you say 4? I know you did. Divide by 4 equals 100. What we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. 60 divided by 4. If you don't know, work it out on the side. 4 goes into 6. How many times? I heard a 1. You're doing great. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, we have a 2. Bring down our 0. 4 goes into 20. How many times? Ooh, that's a 5. Excellent thinking. 4 times 5 equals 20. So now we have 15 over 100 because we divided them both by 4. And that means it equals 15%. Excellent job. Sometimes I'm very sad to have to tell you that fractions aren't that easy to work out into percentages. For example, if you have 1/6, there's nothing you can multiply 6 by to get 100. What will we do? It's not that hard. Here, let me show you. You're going to have to do 1/6 of 100%. Now, to keep 100 the same, we put it over what? A 1. 100 over 1 is the same as 100%. Now we can do 1 times 100% equals 100%. You got that right. Then 6 times 1 equals 6. Now we divide, just like here. 6 goes into 100%. How many times? 6 goes into 10. 1. Good job. 1 times 6 is 6. That's right. Subtract, we have a 4. Bring down our 0. 6 goes into 40. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 36. And we subtract, and then we have a 4. So 16, and put our remainder as a fraction, 4/6%. But is that reduced? I don't think it is. We can divide 4 and 6 both by what? Did you say 2 because you knew they were even? That would be correct. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And don't forget our whole number, as you can see, 16. And of course our percent sign. And 2/3%. So 1/6 of 100% is 16 and 2/3%. It works just the same with a fraction like this. We do the same thing. Let's, set it up first. And don't fall on your head. 2/3 times what? Always out of 100%. If we're trying to find the percentage, then we're going to put it over same number 1 to keep it the same. 2/3 times 100%. Multiply the numerator, 2 times 100 equals 200%. Multiply the denominator, 3 times 1 equals 3. Divide the numerator by the denominator because every cheerleader knows you don't want the big ones on top. They will squish you. So we're going to erase that. And 200 over here, divide it by our 3. Can 3 go into 2? No, it can't. Do not put a number over the 2. Line up your numbers. That's what you have to do. 3 goes into 20. How many times? 6. Good thinking. You're almost done. 3 times 6 is 18. Subtract, we get a 2. Bring down that 0. That's what you got to do. Excuse me. Once again, 3 goes into 20. Still going to be 6. Hasn't changed any. Subtract again. We have a 2. But now there's no more numbers to bring down. What do? You make the remainder as a fraction over our divisor. So we have 66 and 2. Don't forget your percent. 2/3%. Can you reduce? No, you can't. 66 2/3% is 2/3 of 100. And now you are through. Just do your lesson practice. It's easy as can be. Answer them orally. It's so simple. Go Team Math!